everybody, this is Ginger here. This is Ginger's Rant Show. It's Monday, November 7th. As you can see on the title, it's eve before midterm general election, which is tomorrow. What's all about? About to come in and our poll workers are busy. Hey Nancy! Are busy counting the votes. So anyway, we can only hope for the best, and people start wising up and start getting smart and start getting educated and give the radical GOP, they know who they are, the boot. And McCarthy says, well, he's the minority leader in the House. He says, well, if the GOP takes over the House instead, we'll do something about the border closing. Well, you know what? My news to the radical GOP, they're the ones that should be on the other side of the border and should be locked out. Everybody else let in except them. I'm really tired of their stupid antics. I really am. And the radical GOP, like McCarthy, Green, and some of the others, some of them are up for re-election. I hope they get the boot. And you know what? Once they give them the boot and they lose the election, then they should not get any pay whatsoever. Their pay should be docked. And I think that should apply for anybody who has, served, but they should not keep getting paid. Because they're not in the Senate or the House anymore. They should not get paid once they lose their election, and they should go on back to their career. They should have a backup career in place, so they can easily switch over to the new one and still keep earning money. Maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more, but, they need to start thinking of others. Is what they really should do. That's my opinion, and some of the radical GOP don't like it. Well, that's just tough, Okay, now, on to announcements. Wednesday, I will not be having my rant show. I got some errands to run. I got a doctor's appointment for left-hand x-ray here. And I got a couple of other errands to run, so I won't be doing my rant show on Wednesday. Friday, it'll go on as usual. And Nancy, don't worry about my store website. I'm thinking of going back to the Esters because their products are easy to import and load, and sure, they have this idiotic thing set up where you have to go through their website in order to finish the orders. And I'm going to ask them, they need to change that. Because a lot of Shopify owners want to go through their own website to keep the thing going. Or keep, fulfilling orders and everything. The other drop shipping, they require a special file to be uploaded and then imported every time. And that takes a lot of time. I never really liked that set up very well. Hey, Dorothy! Anyway, how's the weather down where you guys are? With all the storms and everything. We had a windstorm over the weekend here. It was pretty windy Friday night. I don't know if it's a bird or a tree branch, but it hit the office, or hit my second bedroom office window pretty hard. I mean, it banged it hard. It didn't break it. Didn't crack it or anything because they're double pane storm windows. And my cat was perched up on the ledge and it scared the living bejeebers out of him. He scurried out of here so fast it wasn't even funny. But the only thing that was damaged was the screen. There was a tiny hole in the screen. might later on next summer, when spring, summer comes around, I'm going to ask Brian if he could replace that screen. So I don't have any uninvited guests such as wasps and everything coming in here. Or flies. Or mosquitoes. So I'm looking at that, but I won't do it now because we're at the beginning of the throes of winter, and it's going to get very blowy, and it may snow, it may not. It depends on what it's going to do. It's been blowing and raining all day. It's raining right now. You could tell. It's been, sometimes the wind picks up. Ha! Yeah, I saw that. That's hurricane. What did you say? Why they named hurricanes? Yeah, I saw that. Well, I hope it has Mar-a-Lago in its sights. I really do. It teaches he who shall not be named a very, very strong lesson. You just don't mess with Mother Nature. You don't mess with this planet. You don't mess with the people on this planet. But we need, my thing is, we need to have candidates that put country over party and work to solve problems. Do public service, not sit there and do all this radical stuff. No, it's not helping anybody or anything. So, we need to vet our candidates better and make sure that they, like anything else, background checks on them. Make sure they haven't done any no-nos. Well, it's like anything else on any other job. They run background checks. Not only to protect the company, but also to protect the employees who work for that company. Now, the only other company that I don't agree with what he's doing is Elon Musk. He needs to be slapped back so hard it wouldn't be even funny. Just arbitrarily firing his employees when they've been there, working there a lot longer than he has, and they've been trying to solve problems with their social platform than he has. And his so-called free speech policy, it's not free speech on his part. He wants to charge the users, what was it, $10, $20 a month in order to keep a blue emblem on their account or whatever. Well, no. Social platforms are supposed to be free. And the only source of income for social platforms is advertising. That's how Facebook does it. They rely on advertising. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Do you know at one time Nancy and Dorothy, that Mar-a-Lago was once owned by Merriweather Post? The gal that owned Post cereals, and also she owned, I think she owned a New York newspaper. She did own Mar-a-Lago. Her husband built it, and she didn't really like living there because it's and sometimes it gets in the hurricane's path. So that's why she sold it, and she wanted to move back to New York. So I can't blame her that, you know, I live there too. I mean, Florida's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. I've been to Fort Lauderdale. No, I just wouldn't want to live there. I'd rather stay up here. Washington State. Very rarely do we get nasty warm windstorms. Once in a while we do. Like this one this past weekend we did. We had an atmospheric river and we had high winds. If you know what an atmospheric river is, it's a high pressure system that has a lot of moisture in a jet stream. And jet stream travels in a certain direction and certain flow, and it dumps a lot of moisture in any given large area, like here in Washington State. It kind of goes like this. And it dumps a lot of rain. And so you have flooding and, hard to run off some of the water. I mean, it's good that we're getting rain. I mean, we do need it. But too much sometimes is too much. You know what I mean on that. Anyway, as far as the political thing go, I'll be glad when the ads are gone. These ads, all they do is attack each opponent. They should be focusing on the issues itself. State the issues, why you should be voted in, why you should be elected, and not really talk about the other opponent. If I was running a candidacy, something like that, I'd focus on the issue. I'm not going to attack the other opponent. You don't want to give the other opponent relevancy, and that's what's happening. So, let's hope a lot of the GOP is going to get the big boot, and women will remember. Remember, it's Roe Bammer, and what they did, they had no business dropping Roe v. Wade at all. They had no business doing that. Supreme Court should not be doing that. Supreme Court should stay off political things. Only they should go by the rule of law. And so, so the American people should take their voting very seriously, and it's a job that they need to do every time. Vote every time. Those that don't vote and sit there and everything else, they can't complain. If you don't vote, you can't complain, because you did not participate in the process. That's what it is. Now, the other thing that we need to look at is the media. They sit there and they'll almost put words in the candidates' mouths or public officials' mouths when they really have no business doing that. They should just ask a question, let the person answer that question. And some of the media announcers, some of them are rude, and they need to be put in their place. There's no room to be rude, For example, I forgot what this one gal's name is, but she kept interrupting Amy Klobuchar, and when Klobuchar was trying to answer her question, well, the gal, the host, kept interrupting her. And I was basically yelling at my computer screen and saying, "Shut up, let her answer." In other words, the gal did not want to hear the answer. Well, if she's going to ask a question, she's got to expect an answer. She's got to accept the answer more than anything. I find it funny with He Who Shall Not Be Named getting these medicine now, pretty much. The valleys are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and there's some of his so-called followers, not the hardcore, but some of his followers booed at him and told him no. When Ron DeSantis says we need to move on from Trump. Well, Ron DeSantis should talk. Because he's not doing Florida any favors by doing what he's doing right now. Same way with Abbott. I hope Abbott gets the boot, and Beto O'Rourke is now would be governor. I would love to see him as governor, and I would like to see DeSantis' opponent as governor. Now, from what I could remember with Florida's setup on their governorship, they're going to run 2 terms. If I'm right, I think they have a term limit in Florida governorship. You can correct me on that, Dorothy. Always go to the local because they know. So anyway, the media should stop scaring people and just put out the facts and let people think about. Let people make up their own minds. Let's put it this way. So now the media, or let's see, we already talked about them. Now another thing that needs to be fixed. What is it, Nose? Somebody at the door? What is it, Nose? You got better hearing than I do. Anyway. We need to look at the gerrymandering and the cheating that the GOP is doing. The radical idiots. Not the ones that, like Cheney and everything else. She's putting country over party. Okay? She said our ideas may be similar, but there are some people who don't like some of the ideas. And so that's part of the problem. So the GOP needs to be slapped hard and say, no, this is the rules and that's the way it's going to be. And if you guys don't like it, then move out of the country. You don't sit there and intimidate people on voting and force them to vote who you think they should vote. You should leave that up to the voter. It's up to them, not you. You just don't tell another voter who to vote for. And if they ask your opinion, well, what do you think of this candidate? Give them the facts on the candidate, and then let them make up their mind. But you have some of these people intimidate those that try to put in the mail drop boxes in Arizona and everything else. Those people should be swept up and thrown in jail and their weapons taken away from them. I don't like intimidation, and that should be frowned upon. I mean, it's bad enough when you are at a Walmart store and you see somebody walking around with a rifle strapped to their back. And that should not be tolerated. They should be told, you put that weapon back in the car. You don't need to have it with you. And if Walmart enforces it, tell them, no, it's not allowed in here. Just as fireworks or starting a fire is not allowed in there, for example. Let me check. Hold on a minute. Okay. Just checking my phone. So anyway, we need to hit back on that, on the gerrymandering and everything else in voting, especially for the 2024 election, which is 2 years away. And if the GOP wants to win, they want to win an election, then they need to background check their candidates. Don't allow any radicals in there. Stop the gerrymandering and cheating and everything else, and just go with the numbers. Voting is all about the numbers. That's what it is. Like anything else, it's about the numbers. And about how you strategize your numbers. You do it by working hard, by saying, okay, this is a topic that to be discussed, and why this person should be elected. And if the GOP doesn't like the rules, well, then they shouldn't bother have anybody running for that office. And we should make strict rules on that. I'm just tired of them making things difficult for people. As a human race, we need to grow up. That's my thing. Okay. And with all the things that's going on, for example, over in China, or what North Korea is doing, they're doing intimidation, they're doing bullying, and you know what? I wish the rocket would just do a U-turn, and go back to where North Korea fired its rockets and take them out. And Russia's staying there threatening nuclear, dropping nuclear warheads on Ukraine and everything else. Well, you're endangering the people of Germany and other countries there around the Baltic Sea, around the Black Sea. And China and Russia, or China and Germany said, hell no, you're not. They don't trust Russia. If you remember your history, early history, twice as Russia's been beaten back by Germany and also by China, because when Russia pulled some stunts on during their wars, and they kicked them back. And it's not the first time, it's basically the second time Ukraine's been at war with Russia, because they beat Russia before, back in the 1800s. They beat them back so hard it wasn't even funny. And that time Russia was not a fully formed nation either. It was under a different country name or something like that. So anyway, well, as for my store, I'm still working on it. I know I keep saying it, but it's an everyday process with it, and I'm going to do some changes. So, Nancy, do you think I should go back to de-essers? Were you pretty happy with their delivery and everything? With your products, the 2 products that you bought? I'm still, like I said, I'm still trying to put variety in there. And it's not always easy. And right now they're having a little bit of an issue. So, oh, and Cygnus this morning at Space Explorations, they fired, NASA's fired. Okay, well, I'll go back to de-essers then. Go back to them, because they've been wanting me to come back, and I told them why I left in the first place, and I think they're getting kind of guilty. So I'll work on that today. Now don't forget, on Wednesday I won't have my rant, but I will have it on Friday. I might do a special rant on Thursday. We'll see where that goes. So and report everything on elections. Now, keep in mind, after the polls close at midnight tomorrow night across the country, various time zones, it takes about a good week for them to count all the ballots and get the counts in. But it depends on the race and how they call the winner. And they have a certain percentage to go by in the winner. So we'll just wait and see, keep our fingers crossed, and we hope that DeSantis and Abbott gets the boots, and the House and the Senate gets the boots. MTG should be given the boot, and same with this Bobart gal. She should be given the boot too. And there's one other person I've forgotten. And also, I think sooner or later, McConnell should be forced to retire. He has no business being a senator here in Georgia. So, again, we will see. We will hope and we will pray on that. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off and finish my lunch. And I will see you guys on Friday. Be sure to insist, persist, and share and push back. And make your voice heard. And social platforms like Facebook and other social platforms don't like the truth. Well, that's just too bad. Because if they keep rubbing you and I the wrong way, they will lose people. They will lose users. Look what's happening to Twitter. Twitter lost so many of its users, it's not even funny. And also, another thing I heard on the news, too, through one of the other podcasts, guys, all of their Twitter's advertisers pulled off. They dropped Twitter. So they're no longer advertising on Twitter. Because they couldn't get hold of anybody or anything else. I will, Dorothy. You too. Stay safe. Keep me posted. Watch yourselves with the storms coming through and everything. And I love you guys. And be sure to, again, persist, insist, push back, and share. Okay? And I will post this on my YouTube channel too. I want to get more subscribers. I need them badly. So, I will talk to you guys later. Love you all. Bye-bye. Oh, congratulations to Houston Astros on their win. The World Series win. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.